Come on now. There we go. Didn't come on last night because we went to the field and I didn't feel that you guys wanted to watch us sit around. I got one flight in. And that was at the end of the night. The wind was typical. I think what's going to happen is I'm not going to fly this airplane at Brodax. I don't know. I probably should. I probably should fly it at Brodax. But I figured I'd do some more rubbing on the bottom. It's starting to come up now. We're starting to get a good shine. So, more sanding. I have 10 gig of bandwidth left on my plan. And it cost me, well, like I said, about $75 a day to stream from Brodax and the Nats and this, that, and the other. I got about 2 days worth of fun. So if you want to see Brodax and the Nationals, go on to Stunhanger and donate what you can. Anyway, next time you see this airplane, it's going to have a green canopy. Hello, Craig. Oh, there's another thing that I want to talk about. Some character who I don't know, and you know I know most everybody in the control line world, made a statement. He said that he would have subscribed to my channel, but he didn't like my politics and what I said. You know what? For you guys that don't like it, please don't come here. Go somewhere else. I'm not going to put up with any of that BS. You got blue hair, this channel is not for you. Seems like I'm never going to get this done. Open bays are always the toughest. I got the black in the car now. I can... I wouldn't do it. I quit doing that. Stingray asks, I don't know why the AI thinks this is a bad. I'll show it. After clearing an airplane with dope, how long before you can spray urethane on the nose? Well, a little chemistry lesson once again. Urethane is an enamel, or a plastic actually. Dope is a lacquer, a butyrate, which is high in chemical content. Hot chemicals. Naphtha, MEK, lacquer thinner. Where urethanes are a low grade thinner type, they use reducer. I don't recommend spraying. I get away with it. I used to get away with it by doing some tricks, and I'm not going to tell you because it probably won't work for you, and then you'll hold me responsible. But you can spray it right away. But urethane doesn't stick to dope. So how do you get it to stick? Well, it has to have tooth, meaning it has to have scratches. Dope will stick on a super ultra slick surface because it has chemicals that eat down into the paint. Where urethane is a plastic, it stays on top. So you have to scratch up the surface with 320. But I quit spraying urethane on the nose. You just have to be a little more careful. I'm trying for all-out performance where we're getting rid of the weight, and that whatever you spray on with urethane stays on. Next time you see this airplane, though, this weekend, the canopy will be green. It'll be this color green. It'll actually be that $50 Bob Brookins green, but it's close. What I got there. That came out good. That basically came up. Scratched her up pretty good. Yeah, we can go a little more. We can do this side again too. Back to what I was talking about. I don't like Brandon. He's done nothing but run this country into the ground. And if you don't want to be my friend because of that, well, that's not my problem. Or you don't want to watch the channel, that's not my problem either. I just say what I think. So, if you don't like me, you're in good company. There's a whole lot that don't. Like many of you here, my father was a World War II vet. The greatest, and he didn't put up with no BS either. They waited until the greatest generation was gone to pull these stunts. I'll guarantee you my dad wouldn't have stood for it. I don't know what to do. First time you do this job like I'm doing here, you'll think, God, I ruined my airplane. I turned it flat. It's all dull. Well, don't worry about it. It'll all come back. See that black water there? That means stop. Yeah, I don't want to say it anymore right there. It's probably gonna come through when I buff it. But I got the black paint in the car. I can fix that. I'm gonna try to get this all squared away. I'll try to get it done by Brodax, but I don't know. We're cutting her close. John just bought the ingredients, some of the ingredients. We don't have the methanol for our fuel. $800 almost, 700 something. I don't know what. Let me look here. Yeah. $600, $650. Four gallons of nitro, $400. But you got to look at it this way. If you were drag racing, a top fuel car burns 17 gallon in a quarter mile of nitro. And let's see, 2, 10, 20, 40, that'll make 80 gallons 80 gallons of 5% fuel. Is that right? 10 gallons. It's a quart per 5 gallons. So 10 gallons is a half a gallon. 20 gallons is a gallon. Yeah, that's 80 gallons. And no, we're not selling fuel. Hazmat charges would eat you up. Okay, it flattened up pretty good. Got a spot there and a spot there. Gas engines? No. Nitro, gotta run nitro. You know what's sad about this job is I'll do this and I'll have to do it again. It's like a never-ending process. Danny, if you're sitting there in a chair, I told you the gnats would come around faster than you thought. You better get on the stick. Try to be 2 years out. I'm already thinking about 24's airplane. If we have a country left. We're in dire straits, boys. We're in big trouble. Yeah, I think I'll sand that other side before I start polishing. Why not gas? Because gas engines are too big. They don't put out the power that a nitro motor puts out. They're also ignition. So if you got it running an ignition motor, you got to carry around a coil, points, condenser. Yeah, I think we got her boned out pretty good, that go around. I think we'll do this other side next. You know, if diesels weren't so slimy and stinky, diesel would be a good way to go. The later model diesels are pretty reliable. I know the Europeans use them. Of course, they do a lot of weird stuff. So I got 1, 2, 3 on the bottom. I already fixed them once. You probably can't see ether is expensive. You know, I tried electric airplanes, and I got enough stuff to build an electric airplane. Another purpose-built electric airplane. To me, they just don't have the smoke. They don't have the power. Guys like them, whatever. I've been doing it this way so long, that's what I like. You know, I could monocoat airplanes, but they look cheap to me. There we go. If you were here and could see this, you'd see that that's flat. It's like flat black. That's exactly how I want it. I don't see any shiny spots in it. This is 5,000 grit here. We're going to bone out the other side too before I start polishing. I probably won't get it polished tonight. We'll just get it sanded. You know, I really appreciate you guys coming on here and watching me sand or whatever. I don't know how you do it, but it does show you exactly what it takes to make a light, nice looking model. You cannot just keep spraying the paint on and expect it to be light. A paint job is not how much you put on, it's how much you take off. When I polish this up, it'll be nice and shiny because it's nice and flat right now. I tell that story about 50 million stick. It's all the chrome that's on a bumper. 50 million stick. Not 50,000s, 50 millions. Where do you put the batteries for when you go to electric? I don't know. I got a battery sitting on the table right here. I think. Somewhere. Had one. I might have thrown it out. Because they're dangerous. I don't know what I did with it. I had one of them Thunderbolt or Thunder Power 5-cell battery. Last one I had left. It just doesn't interest me. I got nothing against a monocoque airplane. I got nothing against a electric airplane. It's just not for me. Just like, you know, when I rode Harleys. I got nothing against Kawasaki's or Hondas or Yamahas or whatever. Just not my cup of tea. Okay. I've already sanded this side one time, but I'm looking at this and I must have really just kind of whisked over it because then there's all kind of spots in here I missed. So we'll get out the sandpaper and start sanding again. The light is so poor in here. You can't see nothing. Oh, we're gonna repaint that square. That's how thin the paint's on there. It ain't on very thick. I don't think I saved any squares. Anyway, the reason why I didn't show you guys any footage from last night is we just sat around and waited for the wind to die down. Got one flight in is all. I got 10 gig of bandwidth left. I didn't feel that it was worth wasting on starting it up and sitting around for an hour or two. The other guys there at the field, they were flippers. They were out there flip, 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 flip. When you go to the field, start your motor at home so that you know that it runs. And it should start on the first flip, first or second flip. You shouldn't be out there flipping for an hour or two. That's all right. The weather wasn't any good anyway, so that wasn't an issue. I think tomorrow night we're going to start sanding on that canopy and get her primed up. After the gnats, the canopy's going to come off. Get a new one installed and the pilot come out, and that'll save me an ounce. I don't know why I'm doing this. I'm not going to get any more for it. Just something of personal pride, you know. The last one of these that I sold that looked exactly like this with the exact same motor, I sold to Tim. Yes. No. You can have batteries in your pocket and use a lead wire to give the back. No. A lot of amperage going over those little wires. They burn up. In 07, when my dad came from Vegas to here to go to the Nats with me, I flew an airplane that looked exactly like this, and he really loved it. Like I told you, he was a World War II vet. He said it just glistened over the top. Yeah. After 200 hours of rubbing it, better have glistened. Don't want to go no more on this. I'll be repaint every one of these black squares. That's why I stopped. I probably can do better on that flap though. Let's do the 5,000. We'll go with 5. See what happens. I really like that green. I love that green, and it looks so good on an airplane. And you guys thought, ooh, puke, what are you putting that on there for? Oh, these wheels that we did, they really roll about a half a lap. They really roll. And they're quiet. It's like ball bearing. See, somebody said something. Well, they wouldn't have to be insulated. They just couldn't touch each other. Oh yeah, they would have to be insulated because you do a loop, they would touch each other. Duh. Duh. Not only that, they're too small. I only run 15 thousandths, and I don't think 15 thousandths would carry all that amperage. So after the gnats, we'll drag the Thunderbolt down off the wall, work on it some more, and I'll start building my next airplane. When I go to the gnats, I go and I get all the ideas, you know. I look at, ooh, I like that, ooh, I like this. Yeah, half-ass boned out. I need to paint a white square and a black square. I'm about to rub all the paint off of this thing. 37 minutes we've been on. 37 minutes of joy. Next thing, if you guys are getting a message that there's a gallery item to be approved in the gallery, that's because you're a 22 supporter, and you can go in the gallery and approve or disapprove an image. Not a big deal. You don't need to message me saying that, ooh, somebody's spamming me. No, I gave you the privilege to approve or disapprove gallery images. Stun hanger is so big. There is so much to do. There's no way that I can keep up with everything. So, I've delegated different permissions to people to do whatever needs to be done. And I don't ask questions. You know, make a mistake, oh well, we'll figure it out next time. No big deal. Sometimes I can get them back, sometimes I can't, but used to be that if you deleted a post, I could get it back because it went somewhere where I could get it back, but I discontinued that section of the forum because it was getting to be as big as the forum. And I couldn't keep up with it, so just now when they're deleted, they go off into outer space, and that's it. You don't get to see them again. I mean, it's possible that I could bring them back, but boy, it'd be a real pain. What am I going to build next? I don't know, some kind of stunner. I don't think I'll be building any more big body airplanes. I think it'll be airplanes along this line here. Get the water off this thing. Don't want it to stain anything. Which it is already. I gotta do this wing again. This airplane's starting to come around. It's flying pretty good. Biggest thing was fixing the fuel situation, running this 16 4.5 rev up propeller. You know, I can remember as a kid, a 35 size airplane was huge. It was just humongous. I thought, God, I'll never be able to fly that. Of course, that was just like riding a full dresser. I never thought I could ride a full dresser. But I did. I used to do it every day. Shit, I rode a Boss Hoss, 2-wheeler. Well, well. I'm kind of tired. I had a hard day today. We're building bodies, flatbeds. And I was in the welding shop today instead of in the fab shop. Kind of wore me out. I haven't stick welded in 40 years. I said, hey man, I haven't done that in 40 years. But you know what? Ain't nothing to it. It came right back to me. Let's see. Hey, Tim Redmond. He's the one that has the other airplane just like this airplane. How's it flying? Is it still flying? You still flying my Continental, Tim? Let's see here. He says, let's see. Right. I'm going to build next, but I'm going to 10. Yeah, right. The airplane that I sold Tim is exactly this airplane, PA-75. This is a better wing. And it's 10 ounces lighter. This is an upgrade from the other one. But the other one was that's the one my dad saw. He loved that airplane. It flies great. Last time I saw it fly was at Jono. But it's an exact copy of this airplane. Or this is an exact copy of that one or whatever. I always have one or two of these in the works. Best airplane he's got. Take care of it. It'll last you several thousand flights. Wasn't cheap when I sold it to him either. People say, well, how much you get for it? Wasn't cheap. Well, guys, I think I'm going to kind of end it up tonight. I don't have anything much to add besides rubbing out. Tomorrow night you'll come back, or we're going to have some putty on this thing and some primer maybe, and we're going to get it ready for green. I'm going to green that out. I just don't like it. Well, I don't know. Maybe I'll wait. John got me a couple more canopies. I'm thinking about cutting it right along that line right there and fishing a new canopy in there. In my younger days, I could do it. I know I could. Gonna rip diet green. It may be one of them wide ones, 13. I don't know. It may be a 13. I have no clue. But this is getting fixed before Brodax. Because I don't want anybody to go, hey, what are you going to do about that? None of your business. Well, I'm going to do it right now. All right, that's all I got for this evening. I appreciate the likes and many more good flights to that airplane, Tim. No, they grow out of trees, though. Actually, out of the weeds. Balsa is a weed. It's also a hardwood, in case you didn't know that. Hard to believe. The leaves on a balsa tree are about the size of a bed sheet. Huge. They probably use them for bed sheets. I wish I had a buddy down in Ecuador. All right. We'll see you tomorrow night. Yep. Need more balsa. We'll see you tomorrow night. Fair winds, tight lines. See ya.